Good morning, church. Thank you for joining us for our daily Devo. Today we're in Nehemiah chapter 1, and we're introduced to the main character, Nehemiah. Nehemiah is one of the nation of Judah that has been taken over and been taken into captivity when they were conquered. And Nehemiah has now acclimated to a point when he has a very prominent role in the present king. He is his cupbearer. As that, he has access to the king constantly. He has a very important role, making sure the king is not poisoned, which means he's someone the king highly trusted. But he's also a confidant, because he's around the king, he hears the conversations, he has access to the king almost like no one else. And that's his setting when a group comes back to Jerusalem. One is Nehemiah's brother, and he asks, how are things going in Jerusalem? Remember, they had got permission and sent a group that was rebuilding the temple in Jerusalem. And what was really probably just kind of a comment like, how are you today, or what's going on, he tells the story. He tells them how things aren't going well, that the walls are totally destroyed, that the gates have been destroyed and burned with fire so they can't easily be rebuilt. And when he says that, it breaks the heart of Nehemiah. A matter of fact, he's saddened and he prays and he fasts and he cries over the condition of Jerusalem. And it's something I don't think he expected, something that God uses that breaking to really redirect Nehemiah's life and put him on a new mission, a mission that becomes vital in the rebuilding of the nation of Israel, of the nation being rebuilt, the temple being rebuilt, setting up everything that would be needed for the coming of Christ centuries later. And I think it's interesting how God sometimes does that, how God breaks us, how God gets our attention, sometimes about what really hurts our heart. I think of Dave Wilkerson, who was a pastor in just a small rural church, and he saw a news report of these young men in New York City that were part of a gang that had killed someone, and they were about to spend their life in prison. And he thought, who's sharing Christ with those boys? Who's reaching them? And Dave Wilkerson goes and starts a ministry in New York City that becomes Teen Challenge, an international ministry that helps people turn their life around who have life-controlling issues. I think of Campus Crusade and Bill Bright, whose heart was broken that no one was reaching these college students, that radical things were going on at college, but that radicalness wasn't connected to Christ, and he started Crusade. I could share the starting of AA, the starting of Salvation Army, and show you ways in which somebody's heart was broken, and God used that brokenness for them to establish a ministry that's had an incredible impact. And I just want to say that, sometimes God may use something that directs our life in a different way. You may see a need that allows us to start a ministry at the church that otherwise wouldn't start. You may start a ministry that not only has an impact locally, but God might use it like one of those ministries to have an impact around the world. Just understand, sometimes the things that break our hearts are the passion that God is giving us, that we can step in and we can be God's hands, we can be God's feet in this world in which He's placed us. Well, guys, I hope you continue with the daily Devo. The story of Nehemiah is one of my favorite books in the Bible. What he accomplishes is absolutely amazing. So make sure you continue to read through the book and continue on our journey as we're on the daily Devo. Thank you for being part of it.